demands stay the same. Russia is still demanding the same things. No ceasefire, as Zelensky keeps on demanding ceasefire from Russia. Russia puts their own demands. Denazification, recognition of the regions that Russia has taken now since 2022, and no NATO troops and no NATO accession for Ukraine. So that's clear demands. Zelensky demands, and just now Zelensky came out and demanded ceasefire. As he mentioned that ceasefire is still a condition.
The number one result is unconditional ceasefire. Unconditional ceasefire, according to the experience of the past days and months, can be secured by Putin only. Russia sent a signal for direct talks. United States supported the idea of direct talks between the leaders. I support the proposal.
І турецька сторона готова, що ми з президентом Ердоганом полетимо в Стамбул.
If he takes the step to say he is ready for a ceasefire, then it opens the way to discussing all the elements to end the war, all in many elements. Then the groups can meet.
Не тільки в медіа, а в реальному житті.
Because there is a political will of the leader or leaders. And in this case, it is clear there will be some sort of result, there will be a way, and it will be open, if he is afraid to meet me. I think that if Putin does not come and play his games again, it will be a final drop in his demonstration that they are not ready to end the war. It will mean that all the promises, sober and clear promises made by the United States, Europe and leaders of other countries must be delivered. Otherwise, Russia will not be forced to take any steps to any form of de-escalation. It means there will be sanctions. I can only expect strong sanctions packages by the United States against Russia. If they will not come, if Putin will not come, or if a ceasefire will not be supported by the Russians, by Putin exactly, by him, it means only one thing, that Russia is not ready for any kind of negotiations. No time for playing games on the technical level. Ukraine agreed to a full and unconditional ceasefire to prove that it wants the end of the war. I underlined it multiple times to President Trump. I think that Putin does not want the end of the war, does not want a ceasefire, does not want any talks. I'm not even mentioning that he is scared of direct talks with me. And if Russia does not support this, then all of our allies and partners will.
And he really wants to meet Putin. He seems like he really desperately wants to meet him because things are not going well on the front line to begin with, but he's acting like a tough guy. What is he going to do if he meets Putin himself anyways? He acts like a tough guy. He acts like he's going to do anything but make things worse, like he has made things worse recently by listening to his supervisors from EU, from the Western leaders, from from UK, France, Germany, Poland, and these guys visited him in Kiev on the train, and after their visit, Zelensky seems to be a tough guy, a macho guy. I don't know, maybe it was the drugs that supposedly Macron brought with him, and Zelensky is now encouraged. Who knows? But the French Connection made some declaration that if there is no ceasefire reached in Istanbul, and then EU is going to come up with sanctions. Same shit
know if we are off the camera or on the camera here, but if I can share my opinion, I don't know. I think it should be between then Zelensky and Putin, but I don't think he dares Putin, I guess.
Allez-vous appliquer les sanctions maintenant? Elle refuse le fait que le cessez-le-feu soit inconditionnel. Elle veut que ça fasse partie des discussions en Turquie.
Mais vous n'avez pas tout à fait répondu. Donc,
je réponds maintenant. J'explique pourquoi on a fait tout ça, où on en est. Et donc, notre volonté, en effet, si elle confirme le non-respect, c'est de prendre des sanctions.
We are waiting for Russian President Vladimir Putin's agreement, and we agree that if there is no real progress this week, we want to work together at the European level for a significant tightening of sanctions.
Russia already said we don't care if you come up with sanctions, and Putin called the Western leaders idiots that are basically shooting at their own foot. So Zelensky is now a tough guy. He's demanding a meeting with Putin, and it seems like a trap for Putin. If I was him, I would not go to Turkey, because Turkey is not it's not a neutral nation. Turkey is part of this conflict since day one. They have been supplying Ukraine with weapons, with Bayraktars and all kinds of other intelligence, I'm sure, and possibly troops as well and weapons. And Turkey is a NATO country, and knowing Erdogan that has shot Russian planes before, they have killed a Russian ambassador in Turkey before, this is not a good thing for Putin to get into. So it would be a very dangerous trip to make anyways. And it looks like from Peskov that there will be a Russian delegation instead. Probably it will be Lavrov, Ushakov, and some other people that will be going to meet the Ukrainians and talk to them directly. And Zelensky, as we have seen in the video, says that he only wants to meet Putin. If Putin doesn't come, then the deal is off. Like, there would be a deal if Putin came. What would you do, tough guy, if Putin came? Why are you thinking you're gonna make any difference if Putin came? Then he says Trump would come. So it's a bit ridiculous how this guy, Zelensky, thinks he can control these world leaders, and he's challenging Putin to come to some type of meeting that there will be no real progress, because he's not willing to make a progress on the deal. He's not willing to make a deal, and seems like they're trying to put Trump still against Putin. That's their main goal, that Zelensky is playing this game where he's trying to put Trump against Putin, make Putin look like he's the bad guy that's not willing to come and do a ceasefire deal, and then with their French connection they're going to go ahead with their sanctions, and then US will be on board fully with more weapons and the war will continue. That's what Zelensky is on. It's the same old plan with Zelensky. So tough guy Zelensky, he's the Eisenhower, he's the general-in-chief that's destroying Ukraine, as Ukraine is losing massive amounts of population and the birth rate is going down. And we're also hearing from the EU feminists, and Kaja Kallas also says that Putin doesn't dare to meet Zelensky. Like, there's some sort of a macho game going on, where this is like a little neighborhood meeting where some macho guys are gonna meet somewhere behind some building and deal with each other. I mean, they're playing with millions of lives, but they're acting like a tough guy Zelensky is gonna meet Putin and he's gonna just put things straight, and then Putin is going to call ceasefire and things are just gonna get better.